How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to another video here. And as you guys know, we are going to be doing a video about the famous rapper, you guys know him, Tupac, right? I've done videos in the past telling you guys how I do think that there was a lot of suspicion, to like when he died and got shot or whatever. There is an article that I kind of want to read for you guys. I'm gonna read this article, and it's basically giving like some of the evidence, somewhat, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying it just to say it. Okay, there's some weird shit going on here, and somebody's really gotta tell me what the hell's going on here, because there's a lot of weird stuff with this whole thing. The shooting itself is just weird. But anyways, I'm gonna read the article right here, because the article basically gives you all the evidence, and I don't want to have to go through all the evidence myself. I'll just do like a walkthrough. I'll just talk about it after I read the article. Like, I'll like pause for a second and kind of talk. So, but other than that, let's get into it. So, the first things first. Obviously, his name's Tupac. Was known as one of the best rappers of all time. He died on September 13th, 1996, in a drive-by shooting attending one of Mike Tyson's fights. Okay. But did he actually die? Since his death was sudden and he was such a big celebrity, many of Tupac's loyal fans entertained the idea that his death was a cover-up. There are a whole bunch of rumors circulating the internet of the status of Tupac, where he is, and what he is doing. Such reports include an attempt to cover up Tupac's own death to leave fame behind, multiple hideouts where Tupac may be living, and hidden clues he has left behind within his music. Multiple hideouts where Tupac may be living in. I already read that. Excuse me. With new reports still coming out after 22 years, information on the conspiracy theory can be found all over the internet. But a specific article written by Tom Connick of the NDE compiles all the stories together. So Tupac was known to have a strong personality and constantly clash with others. He was involved in the East Coast versus West Coast rap rivalry that occurred in the 1990s and had many enemies as a result. He was considered a prominent hip-hop artist and is known to be one of the best-selling music artists of all time. With much of his music discussing contemporary issues. Considering he was an activist that also dealt with legal troubles, people assumed that his death was People think that his death was planned. One of the most popular theories behind Tupac's death is the Machiavelli-Casanova theory, stating that Tupac faked his own death because he was inspired by the philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, who favored the notion of faking one's death to gain advantage over his or her enemies. The rapper eventually changed his stage name to Machiavelli, which references the philosopher and is an anagram of Am Alive K. The K anagram is thought to allude to a present-day rapper named Casanova the Don, who vocally compares to the likes of Tupac. Furthermore, the Casanova the Don released a song called Mystery that contains lyrics to allude to Tupac and his fake death. A second mainstream theory is that Tupac is living either Malaysia or Cuba. Several doctor images such as Tupac partying with Rihanna have been released to fuel this rumor. Furthermore, Tupac's aunt is said to have moved to Cuba after receiving so Tupac's aunt is said to have moved to Cuba, escaping from prison, so he may be living with her. Suge Knight, the founder of Death Row Records, was with Tupac the day or when he died. This man doubts Tupac's death because he said it seemed like Tupac was getting healthier the last time he saw him. So he must be on a beach smoking a Cuban cigar at that moment. Furthermore, Suge Knight's son used vague evidence to assert that Tupac is currently living in Malaysia, such as screenshots of text messages and an image Tupac supposedly with 50 Cent and Beyonce. Though it has been incredibly difficult finding articles attempting to disclaim the conspiracy theories, an article by Gabby Hart depicts an officer's recollection of the shooting and Tupac's last words after the officer held him in his arms. So now this is really, really getting interesting, guys. Okay, this whole Machiavelli thing is why I really do believe that this theory could be true and why I kind of believe it. Okay. Given the fact that I don't know if you guys knew, but he actually had got shot before the Vegas incident, right? But then after he got shot, he began to read the book about Machiavelli all of a sudden. So that's why it kind of gets a little weird, right? And also it's in his music. Like, if you guys hear every single song that he raps, I don't give a shit what anybody says. Every song that he's done has always been about death, right? Especially before when he got shot in New York, like I said, he knew that people were going to kill him and people were trying to set him up. And he already knew. So I think he had a plan to get out in the end, the second time in Vegas, because he knew that people were going to actually for real try to kill him. He already had got shot, like I said, in New York. So the second time, I believe that he got away and that possibly had a body double, actor, or whatever to do his job to get him out of the U.S. because he didn't want to be a part of death row. He wanted to leave death row. I don't think he wanted to be a part of death row. He wanted to get out because Suge Knight, in my opinion. And I do believe that he had a body double. There's a lot of people saying that he had a body double and all this and that, right? And it's all in his music. It's all in his music. All this is coming from his music, from himself. I'm not saying it just because I'm not saying it just to say it. I'm saying it because it's all in the music. The whole 7-day theory thing, and then on top of that, all of a sudden he gets shot in the 7th. Like, that's just, come on now, guys. Like, I'm just being honest here. Like, that's just my belief. I'm not saying that he's alive right now, because who really knows what could have happened? You know what I mean? But I don't think that he died in 1996, because all the rumors, all the, everything, the crime scene, the lady that said supposedly he got into a helicopter and whatnot, and then obviously people saying that they saw him basically, that he was basically, sounded pretty fine, in the hospital. and that he was basically talking, and everybody just keeps on basically twisting their stories and all that. It's just it's just weird, you know. A lot of people just can't say. A lot of people just seem to change their stories, you know, about the whole situation every time they talk about it. Like, so I kind of find it a little weird, and the fact that, like I said, that's why I think it's a body double. So I'm gonna explain why I think it's a body double. Okay, I think it's a body double because, okay, Tupac was, I think he was 168, right? So if he was 168 pounds, right? But the coroner's report says that he was 220, I think 220 pounds. So if he was 168 pounds, how the hell did he gain all that weight in just a couple days or in a week? You know what I mean? That's just weird, right? So that's why I don't think that it was him. I think it was a body double because Tupac would not have gained all that weight that fast. In my opinion, I don't think he would have gained all that weight. He wouldn't have been 220 miraculously in just a couple days. He was 168. Like, let's just be real. 168. He was nowhere near 200 pounds. So I find that weird. And then all those videos, like I said, it's just all in the music. The I Ain't Mad at You video, obviously, shows him getting shot, whatever, in heaven and all that. Like, there's just all a whole bunch of videos, a whole bunch of evidence in the music, interviews, whatnot, you know. That's just my belief. I don't know what your guys' belief is, but be sure to let me know in the comments. I'm not trying to bash anybody, you know, and I'm not trying to disrespect, you know, anybody, you know. I'm not trying to say it just to say it. I'm saying it because I just seem to believe it. And everybody in the population, like 100% of people in the population believe that he is alive, and only like 10% don't believe it at all. Like, so if there's 100% of people that really believe it, well, it must be true then, because all the evidence, right? The evidence wouldn't be right in front of your face if it wasn't true. And stuff like that just don't pop up, in my opinion. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think it was a body double? Because I do. I think Tupac had an escape plan. I think he had a body double to do his job so that he could escape. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, as always. With that being said, see you on the next one.